Have you ever felt like no matter how much time and effort you put into your appearance, something still feels off? You might be doing everything right, but sometimes the beauty choices we make can actually work against us, especially when we're trying to look polished and elegant. It's not about having the most expensive clothes or the latest beauty trends. Instead, elegance often lies in the small details, the quiet choices we make that speak volumes without saying a word. Today, I want to talk about some of the most common beauty habits that could be cheapening your look, even if you have great taste and the best intentions. These aren't big fashion fails or beauty disasters. They're subtle habits that, once you notice them, you can't unsee. The good news is, they're all easy to fix. And when you make these small changes, you'll feel a shift, not just in how others perceive you, but in how you carry yourself. So if you're ready to simplify, refine, and embrace the quiet power of elegance, let's dive in. Because sometimes, true beauty isn't about trying harder. It's about trusting yourself and letting your natural charm shine through. Habit 1. The allure of natural eyelashes. Let's start with something we all love: eyelashes. Eyelashes have the power to open up the eyes and add that soft, feminine touch that many of us seek. But here's the thing. There's a fine line between enhancing your lashes and going overboard. Eyelash extensions, especially when they're too long, too thick, or obviously artificial, can quickly move from elegant to exaggerated. And when lashes become the focal point, they can actually distract from your natural beauty. I've seen this happen so often. People who put so much effort into perfecting their lashes, only to find that instead of elevating their look, it ends up feeling forced or even insecure. You see, the goal of elegance isn't to draw attention to one feature. It's about creating harmony, allowing all the elements of your look to work together. When your lashes are so bold, they start to dominate your face, the balance is thrown off, and it sends a message that you're relying on something artificial to feel beautiful. So, what's the solution here? The beauty of natural lashes is that they don't need to compete for attention. They just complement. Instead of heavy, dramatic lashes, consider opting for lighter extensions, or simply using a quality mascara that lifts and defines without overwhelming. The key is to let the natural beauty of your eyes shine through, allowing them to tell a story about who you are, your warmth, your energy, and your approachability. When you embrace a more natural look, you send a quiet yet powerful message to yourself and to others. It says, "I trust my own beauty." And that kind of confidence, it always looks sophisticated. So next time you're deciding whether to go bold with those lashes, ask yourself, do I want my eyes to stand out for their natural allure, or for a feature that isn't really me? Habit 2. The allure of natural lips. Now, let's talk about one of the most eye-catching features on our face: our lips. Full, defined lips can be incredibly alluring, but when overdone, they can easily cross the line from refined to flashy. Bold, dark lip liner paired with heavy gloss or a thick coat of lipstick can quickly make you look like you're trying too hard, rather than showcasing your natural beauty. We've all seen it. Those thick lines drawn well beyond the natural contour of the lips, making the lips appear unnatural and, frankly, a bit distracting. While there's nothing wrong with a bold lip look, the key is balance. When lips become the focus of your entire look, it can make everything else feel secondary. The goal of elegance is not to make one feature the star of the show, but rather to have all your features work harmoniously together. So, what's the alternative? Opt for a lip liner that matches your natural lip tone. Instead of a thick, shiny gloss, try a soft satin lipstick or a tinted balm that offers a natural hint of color without overwhelming your face. This approach keeps the focus on your face as a whole, rather than drawing all attention to your lips. The result? Lips that feel like yours, not something you're trying to create. When your lips look soft, natural, and effortless, they draw people in, not because you're trying to make a statement, but because your lips have a story to tell, one that's uniquely yours. Habit 3. The foundation of natural beauty. Now, let's talk about one of the most important elements in our makeup routine. Foundation. Foundation is meant to create a smooth, even canvas, but too often it becomes the main event of our look. When applied too thick or in the wrong shade, foundation can mask your natural skin, making you look more like you're hiding behind a mask than showcasing your true beauty. And when the foundation is too matte or too heavy, it can end up looking unnatural and, quite frankly, a bit dated. Here's the irony. The more we try to cover up imperfections, the more artificial the result becomes. You may think you're making your skin look perfect, but what you're really doing is creating a barrier between your true self and the world. The key to elegance here is harmony. Instead of trying to hide every freckle or blemish, focus on letting your skin breathe and allowing your natural features to shine through. So, how can you get it right? First, make sure you're choosing the right shade. It's easy to pick a foundation in store lighting, but it's essential to test it in natural light to ensure it matches your skin tone perfectly. When it blends seamlessly with your neck and chest, that's when you know you've found the right one. Next, apply foundation sparingly. You don't need to cake it on to look flawless. Just cover the areas that need it most, like under the eyes or around the nose. For the rest of your face, allow your natural skin to peek through. A light layer of foundation should be just enough to even things out without creating a mask. When you keep your foundation natural and light, it creates a radiant, effortless look. One that says, "I don't need to hide anything to be beautiful." It gives the impression of fresh, healthy skin, and that, my friends, is what elegance is all about. Habit 4. The power of subtle eyebrows. Let's move on to something that often gets overlooked but plays a major role in framing your face. Your eyebrows. Eyebrows shape your expression, give structure to your face, and can either soften or enhance your look, depending on how they're styled. However, overdone eyebrows, especially when they're too harsh or artificially shaped, can completely shift the way others perceive you. If you've ever seen someone with overly sharp, blocky eyebrows or brows that are too dark and thick compared to the rest of their features, you'll know that the effect can be jarring. While it might look trendy on social media, overly sculpted brows can make your face look more rigid and less approachable. Instead of drawing attention to your eyes or your natural beauty, they start to steal the spotlight in an unflattering way. So, how can you strike the right balance? The key here is to go for a more natural, softer look. Start with choosing a brow color that matches your natural hair color. Aim for 1 to 2 shades lighter if you're brunette, or slightly deeper if you're blonde or gray. Instead of drawing harsh lines, fill in any sparse areas with gentle, short strokes that follow the natural direction of your brow hairs. If you need a little extra definition, use a light pencil or powder, not a block of pigment. For those of you who may want a bit more shape but don't want to go overboard, subtle lamination or using a clear brow gel can help give you a soft, refined look that still feels natural. The goal is to enhance what you already have, not reinvent it. When your eyebrows are shaped softly and naturally, they not only look more flattering, but also communicate confidence and maturity. Well-groomed brows say, "I know who I am," rather than, I'm trying to impress. And that's the kind of quiet elegance we're aiming for. Habit 5. The subtle art of manicures. Let's talk about a detail that often gets overlooked but says a lot about your personal style. Your nails. Your hands are one of the first things people notice, especially when you greet them or express yourself. A manicure can be a beautiful way to enhance your overall appearance, but it's important to remember that less is often more when it comes to nail art. Overly dramatic nails, think stiletto shapes, chunky French tips, neon colors, or intricate designs, might seem fun, but if your goal is sophistication, they can have the opposite effect. Instead of enhancing your elegance, bold and flashy nails can draw attention for all the wrong reasons. They can appear distracting, making it harder for people to focus on you, not your nails. So, what does an elevated manicure look like? Clean, well-groomed nails with a classic shape, think oval, almond, or square, are universally flattering. For color, soft neutrals, deep reds, or even a simple clean buff can be incredibly chic. These colors are timeless and complement any look, giving off an aura of understated elegance without screaming for attention. If you love a little personality in your nails, opt for a subtle accent nail with a delicate design or a muted shimmer. It's a great way to add a touch of creativity without compromising elegance. The key is to keep things simple, sophisticated, and timeless. Also, take care of the condition of your nails. Chipped polish, overgrown cuticles, or old acrylics can quickly diminish your polished look. Regular home care can go a long way. Keep a nail file, a buffer, and a cuticle oil handy to ensure your nails always look well-maintained. When your nails are neat, polished, and understated, they add a quiet, graceful touch to your overall look, supporting your elegance rather than competing with it. Habit 6. The subtle power of scent. Now, let's shift focus to something that isn't visible, but is definitely felt. Your fragrance. Scent is one of the most powerful elements of your presence. It lingers in the air, tells a story about who you are, and can even convey elegance before you say a word. But just like with makeup or fashion, there's a fine line between a fragrance that adds to your elegance and one that distracts from it. Many women make the mistake of choosing perfumes that are overly sweet or youthful, scents like vanilla, bubblegum, or cotton candy. While these fragrances may seem playful, they can feel a bit juvenile when worn by an adult woman. Scents like these can evoke memories of teenage body sprays and can end up undercutting the mature, grounded presence you want to convey. So, what does a truly elegant scent look like? Think about florals with depth, like jasmine, iris, or rose. Woody notes or soft musk also convey sophistication and maturity. The key to a refined fragrance is subtlety. You want your perfume to feel like an extension of your skin, not something that overpowers you. Instead of bathing in fragrance, a more elegant approach is to apply a light spritz to pulse points, like your wrists or behind your ears. Or you can spray the air and walk through it, allowing the scent to softly cling to you rather than announce itself. When you wear fragrance in a subtle way, it becomes part of your aura. It lingers just enough to make an impression without being overwhelming. The right fragrance, worn sparingly, will have people leaning in to get a little closer, not backing away. Habit 7. The subtlety of jewelry. Now, let's talk about something that can elevate an outfit without being over the top. Jewelry. Jewelry is often the finishing touch that adds personality and polish to your look. But when it's too flashy, poorly made, or worn out, it can easily detract from the elegance you're trying to achieve. We've all seen the trend of statement jewelry, chunky necklaces, oversized earrings, or rings that shout for attention. While these pieces can be fun and trendy, they often overwhelm your outfit, stealing the focus from your overall look. Jewelry that's too bold or clearly made from low-quality materials can look cheap, even if your outfit is on point. The key to elegant jewelry is simplicity. A delicate gold necklace, a pair of pearl studs, or a thin, understated ring can do more for your appearance than an entire collection of oversized accessories. It's not about the quantity of jewelry you wear, but the quality and the way it complements your style. Well-made pieces that are classic and timeless will always look more elegant than something that's trendy or overly attention-grabbing. Additionally, the condition of your jewelry matters too. Over time, inexpensive pieces can tarnish, lose their shine, or even leave green marks on your skin. This is a subtle sign that the jewelry isn't of high quality and can undermine the overall polished look you're going for. Taking good care of your jewelry, cleaning it regularly, and storing it properly ensures it lasts longer and retains its elegance. So, when choosing jewelry, remember that less is often more. A few simple, well-chosen pieces can elevate your look in ways that flashy or excessive jewelry never will. The goal is for your jewelry to support your elegance, not compete with it. Habit 8. The importance of fabric care. Let's talk about something that can make or break your entire look, even if you're wearing the most expensive designer clothes. Fabric care. You could be wearing the finest cashmere sweater or a beautifully tailored suit, but if the fabric is covered in lint, pet hair, or tiny fabric pills, your appearance instantly loses its polish. It doesn't matter how much you spend on your clothes. If they're not well maintained, they can look worn out and neglected. Pilled sweaters, for example, especially in areas like the arms or chest, can make even the most high-end garment look cheap. And if you have pet hair sticking to your blazer or dress, no matter how much you adore your furry friends, it can make your clothes appear untidy and unkempt. The truth is, the condition of your fabric speaks volumes about the attention you give to your personal appearance. When your clothes are clean and cared for, it shows that you take pride in your look. It suggests that you value the details and take the time to ensure everything is in order. So, what's the fix? Invest in a few simple tools, like a fabric shaver to gently remove pilling, or a lint roller to sweep away hair and dust before you step out the door. Keep one by your front door so you can quickly freshen up your clothes before leaving. Regularly checking for signs of wear and caring for your fabrics helps maintain that sophisticated, polished look. And remember, fabric care doesn't require an expensive wardrobe overhaul. Just a little mindfulness and routine maintenance can keep your clothes looking fresh and elegant. Clean, well-maintained clothing is one of the easiest ways to look elevated without spending a fortune. Habit 9. The subtlety of hairstyling. Now, let's turn our attention to something that can either make or break your entire look. Your hair. Your hair can be one of the most beautiful and defining parts of your appearance, but it's important to remember that elegance often resides in simplicity. Overly styled, stiff hair can make you look like you're trying too hard, which can easily undermine the natural elegance you're trying to project. Think about the styles we often see on social media: big, voluminous blowouts or overly intricate updos that might work for special occasions, but don't always translate well into everyday life. These styles can be impressive at first glance, but they can end up looking unnatural or even outdated. When your hair looks too constructed or too perfect, it can send the message that you don't feel beautiful without all that effort. So, what's the solution? Aim for a hairstyle that looks polished yet effortless. Healthy, well-maintained hair that moves naturally with you is always more flattering than something overly stiff or styled to perfection. If you prefer longer hair, bouncy waves or a sleek, loose style are both elegant and modern. For shorter hair, a neat bob or soft layers that follow your face shape can elevate your appearance without looking too done. The key is to find a look that suits your face shape and lifestyle, while also feeling comfortable and true to who you are. A simple side part, a low bun, or even a softly styled ponytail can often be far more sophisticated than an elaborate, over-styled creation. When your hair feels natural and well-maintained, it reflects confidence, because it shows that you're comfortable in your own skin without needing to put on a performance. Habit 10. The quiet confidence of your presence. And now, let's talk about something that goes beyond what you wear, how you do your makeup, or the hairstyle you choose. It's the way you carry yourself. You can wear the perfect outfit, your makeup can be flawless, and your hair can be styled beautifully. But if your energy is filled with self-doubt or a constant need for validation, it quietly undermines all of that effort. True elegance comes from within. It's not just about looking polished on the outside. It's about owning who you are and radiating that confidence. Women who exude elegance don't rush to explain themselves, apologize for their presence, or second-guess their words. They walk into a room with a sense of calm assurance that doesn't require approval from anyone. Their presence is felt without being forced, and people are drawn to them because they trust in who they are. So, how can you cultivate this quiet confidence? It starts with giving yourself permission to slow down. When you stop fidgeting or over-explaining, you feel more grounded. When you speak less but with intention, people listen more closely. Instead of seeking validation, trust that your thoughts, opinions, and presence are enough. Remember, true elegance isn't about being perfect. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and knowing your worth. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply pause, breathe, and say nothing at all. Your silence and your confidence will speak volumes. As we've explored today, elegance isn't about following every trend or trying to achieve perfection in every detail. It's about embracing your natural beauty, simplifying, and trusting yourself. Each of the habits we discussed, whether it's your lashes, your makeup, your hair, or how you carry yourself, are all about finding balance and harmony. True elegance comes from feeling at peace with who you are, not from the things you wear or the opinions of others. So, the next time you look in the mirror, don't ask yourself, "What do I need to fix?" Instead, try asking, "What can I simplify? What can I embrace about myself today?" Because at the end of the day, elegance doesn't scream for attention. It quietly makes its presence known through the confidence, grace, and authenticity you radiate. Thank you for joining me today on this journey toward discovering the subtle, quiet power of elegance. If this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe and join me again for more insights on how to feel confident, beautiful, and true to yourself at any age. Remember, elegance is not about impressing others. It's about aligning with who you truly are. Stay graceful, stay grounded, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.